Eu estava aqui pensando, nós viajamos pelo Nordeste, conhecendo outros estados, conversando a respeito de, quem sabe, mudar, morar em outro lugar, por causa de algumas dificuldades aqui. Mas quando nós chegamos, olha que maravilha, tudo da nossa terra, mamão, banana, limão, as flores, né, a natureza, os pássaros, é uma sinfonia toda manhã. O coco, tudo isso é da nossa terra. E ainda tem mais. Não é na época agora, mas tem abacaxi, tem jaca, tem goiaba, tem jambo, tem cana, tem muita coisa. É um sítio abençoado. Louvado seja o nome do Senhor. E não fique com inveja, você também pode ter o seu. A inveja não é um bom sentimento, né? Então, mas a gente com vontade de mudar para outro lugar. E quando nós chegamos aqui, que nós vimos tudo isso, e nós lembramos da paz que tem aqui, nós pensamos, sabe, a gente precisa ficar aqui e se ocupar mais com a terra, plantar vegetais para comer, chazinho para tomar, tanta coisa boa que a gente pode fazer aqui. E tem a nossa piscina, que nos dias de calor a gente pode se refrescar. Então quem sabe o nosso lugar é aqui, né?
You know, there's a strange kind of peace in a garden. Not the polished magazine cover version of peace, but the earned kind. The kind that comes with dirt under your fingernails, a sore back, and the quiet satisfaction of seeing something grow because you showed up day after day. A garden doesn't care about your deadlines, your ambitions, or whatever outrage is dominating the news cycle for the day. It runs on older rules: water, sun, time, love, and patience. You pull a weed, prune a branch, harvest a tomato still warm from the afternoon sun, and for a moment the noise falls away. The world gets smaller, simpler, more honest, and in that little patch of cultivated chaos, you find yourself increasingly rare, a reason to slow down and pay attention. That's the kind of luxury a garden gives you that no amount of money can buy.
É interessante como o tempo passa rápido no sítio. Estava olhando, já é quase hora de almoço. E aquelas pessoas que se aposentam, que pararam com o seu trabalho, é muito importante para vocês encontrarem algo criativo para fazer. Alguma coisa que faça o seu coração bater mais forte, que você fique feliz. Assim como nós. O Pepi, ele gosta de pintar, então ele ocupa o tempo dele pintando. Eu gosto de costurar, então eu ocupo meu tempo costurando, quando eu não tô cuidando da casa, né? Então o dia passa bem rápido, mas a gente fica muito feliz.
Painting has a way of shutting out the noise. Not completely, life is too stubborn for that, but enough. Enough to hear yourself think, enough to spend an hour staring at a blank sheet of paper and feel like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The paint doesn't really care who you are. It doesn't care about your plans, your failures, or your carefully constructed image. It asks only that you look closely and respond honestly. A brush stroke goes down, then another. Some work, some don't, but you keep going. Good morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning and the sun is just rising. I've just given Bella her food and water, but she's always ignoring that to come be next to me. And the moment I go back in the house, she's going to go back and finish her food and water. But I wanted to share these sounds with you of the birds and the micro monkeys that live around here. So enjoy. So we've got a very small issue here that we're trying to find a solution for. This here is the sansão plant, which grows about 7 or 8 meters tall, and it's got thorns that are about 2 or 3 inches long. A great protective sort of a natural fence, but because it's growing so tall, the electric company is giving us constant reminders that we need to trim it so it doesn't touch the electric wires that are going over it. So it's a constant headache. Every 3 months we have to have it cut. And our gardener recently found a snake that was very close to his head when he was cutting this thing. So we are seriously thinking about just removing the whole thing and replacing it with something that doesn't grow as tall. If you know a good solution, please let us know. Living with the scorching heat in subtropical Brazil is less about fighting the weather and more about surrendering to it. You see, the heat seeps into everything: the food, the pace, and the mood. It teaches patience. It forces you to slow down and pay attention to the simple comforts: a ceiling fan humming overhead, a hammock swaying beneath a mango tree, the first cool hint of evening as the sun slips down below the horizon. Now, keeping this in mind, we hired somebody to create a covered parking spot for our car so that we no longer have to get in to a scorching hot car when we leave. Eu gosto dessa música, MPB. Ah, que lindo!
Aquela vacilaga aqui, ó.
Ah, muito bom. Eu aí. So after spending 27 days on a road trip, exploring 6 cities in Brazil in the northeast part of the country, from Aracaju to Maceió, to Recife, to João Pessoa, to Natal, and even Fortaleza, we came back to our life here in Bahia, and we began to think. What is it that we want in our lives? What is it that we see ourselves being busy with? Do we want to continue living here? Do we want to perhaps move into a city? Do we want to perhaps move closer to a bigger city that has all the amenities that we've been missing? And we found a lot of that in our travels. It's going to be a hard choice. The decision is still up in the air. We're not quite 100% sure what we're going to do, but we're going to wait it out for some months. We're still going to travel to 2 more cities. One is Salvador, and spend a week there and vlog from there. And we're also going to travel to Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, and spend a week there and vlog from there. At that point, we would have pretty much seen all there is to see that interests us, Elci and I, and then make a decision after that as to whether we continue staying where we live, which is beautiful, and the world comes here every year for the beaches that are here, or do we want to go live somewhere where there are malls, there's movie theaters, there's live music, where there's culture, where there are people who speak English? Not that that's important, but I kind of miss that sometimes. Good medical facilities as we're getting older, and a little bit of everything. And places like João Pessoa, Natal, Fortaleza, Maceió, where the water is amazing, the sea is turquoise. Aracaju, didn't really care much about Aracaju because you cannot see the ocean from the streets. You have to walk quite a distance to get to the ocean. But other than that, very well organized city. I don't know, it's going to be a tough one. I think Fortaleza might end up being the winner if we decide to leave, because you've got direct flights from Fortaleza to the US, to Europe, and it has everything. It has 2 of the biggest shopping malls in the country of Brazil. So if you want to see those, just check out our vlog, the Fortaleza vlog, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It is going to be a very tough decision for us. If you enjoy hidden corners, beautiful colors, creative adventures, and everyday art life in Brazil, come along for the ride by following me on my Instagram, because there's always another art story just waiting for you.